believe it or not, is also a graphite drawing by an artist named Viha Selmans. She's a contemporary artist. She's still alive. She was born in Latvia. She works in the United States now. She's been here for since 1948. But if you think about the years, 1938, born in Latvia, not a great time to be in Europe, right? So during World War II, the Germans and the Soviets were fighting for Latvia. Her family escaped from the war zone and then lived in a series of refugee camps. So she had it pretty tough. Came to the United States in 1948 at age 10. And at that point, didn't really speak English yet. So when she first got here, she was pretty shy. And then her sister became ill. She had tuberculosis. So she had a lot going on. And two of the things that she did to kind of cope with these stresses are two things that I love to do, which are reading and drawing. And she really sort of fell into these. These are drawings are from later in her career, but she really fell into drawing as a way to kind of escape and process and just relax. And even her later work, like these wave drawings, and she did many of them, you can kind of see that there's sort of like a meditative quality in the really careful approach to getting all of those implied lines. So if you were to zoom in on this, every single thing here, there's no outlines, there's no direct lines. Everything is a light next to a dark, a light next to a dark. She did a series of drawings of clouds, which are also, breathtaking. I do want to point out that she worked from photographs. She does work from photographs for her graphite drawings. And she says that's part of her process, is thinking about like being one further step removed from nature. So sometimes I really appreciate drawing things from life and drawing things in nature and drawing objects that are actually in front of me. But and having you guys do that too, but that's not something that she always values. Sometimes she's really looking at that sort of quiet that comes when you're further removed from whatever it is you're drawing. I just wanted to show you, this picture is actually a link. Sure. Leads you to this website, which shows you her one of Via Selman's works on paper on a wall, like in process, which is pretty cool. And then shows you how she did series of various bodies of work. So here it says ocean paintings. There are paintings and drawings, and this is not even all of them. She did many more over many years. This is an image she did just of the ground. So literally looking down at like gravel and rocks, but with painstaking attention to detail, obviously. She did various images of constellations and the night sky. If we go back to the slide, this text box is actually also a link, which takes you to the Tate Museum, which is in London. Has actually a page exploring the work of V.H. Selmans. So it has various works, some of which we've seen, some of which we haven't. It has a really nice video with her. It's pretty short. Talks about how she kind of moved through different bodies of work. And so it's just another interesting resource if you have extra time. It also gives you other possible projects to do. So just something to think about. And let me just read you these little quotes. So she talked about when she started doing graphite, I got really into it. I was obsessed. I pushed the limits of the pencil to hold the image and make for strong work. As I was working with pencil, I got into some of the qualities of the pencil itself. If you already had Miss Manoli's class and you did the black and white pencil extensions, you were working with pencils of different hardness, so a different ratio of graphite and binder, the glue that kind of holds the graphite together. If you have those at home and you want to experiment with them for this project, great. But if you just have a regular number 2 pencil, there's pretty much an amazing range of marks that you can get with that, which we'll see in my other little video. So your assignment for this week is to use shifts in value, like that seesaw effect, to create implied line in drawing. And I'm going to have another video for you where I'm demoing how you can do this. So don't be intimidated by the fact that a lot of the pictures I showed you were highly realistic, because that's not what you have to do this week. That's just because I know that that's something that we as a society really value. So I want to show you where that can take you eventually, but that's not necessarily what you're doing here. If you did miss Manoli's pencil extension project, then you've already been using implied line. You may not have been using the terminology, but you have some experience with it, which is great. And even if you didn't do that project yet, you'll still, in Miss Manoli's class, you'll still very much be able to do this week's project.